Hey Jeff, are you there? Guess what? I have some huge news for you. You know that friend of mine, Sally? Well, she just had her second child. Isn't that exciting? I'm so happy for her.
Oh, wow. Did she really? I think I remember you telling me she was pregnant, but I didn't realize she'd be having it so soon.
I know, right? It really is just so amazing for her. I'm just so happy for her. Do you know that?
I bet. That really is some good news. I suppose we should probably send some kind of gift or card or something?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. After all, that is what we did when she had her first kid, remember? I wonder what we should get her. I guess just as long as it would be something actually useful for a mother of two, that would be the main point we should be thinking about.
Well, we could always get more baby clothes for her or something like that. Or I guess we could always just go the more practical route and get something like a diaper or pacifier or something like that.
I'm really not sure about what we should get at all. I guess we should probably try and sit down and talk about this together. Who knows that figuring out a gift for a little baby would ever be so difficult? I don't know. What do you think might be a good gift, Jeff? Would you mind if I just left the whole gift idea to you instead, actually? It would be a huge help for me.
Oh, yeah, sure. That should be just fine. I have a boss with a couple of kids, so maybe I'll just ask her. And maybe she can come up with a good idea for a gift that would be nice and practical for a new mother of two.
Would you really do that for me? Thank you so much, Jeff. That really does mean a lot. I feel like you're just so much better with this stuff than I am.
Well, this isn't the first or even second time I've had to do this within the span of a few months. It seems like everyone is wanting kids these days. Even some of the guys in my office have been out taking their paternity leave since their wives have just had kids. And I know a guy in my office who just had his third kid, if you can believe it.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, reading all of that only makes me want to have kids even faster now. But no matter how much I want a kid, I just can't seem to get pregnant. I wonder if there's something wrong with me.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about what the exact issue could be. But it might be good to see a doctor or something like that.
I guess, but well, do you have any idea what the cause of all of this could be? I mean, do you have any ideas at all?
Well, if I'm being honest, I haven't really thought about it all that deeply, and I don't really know nearly enough about the body to be able to really answer.
Well, I've heard that sometimes women can't give birth because they're under too much stress. Did you know that? And apparently, worrying about having a kid all the time is one of the ways to stress yourself out into not being able to have a kid.
So you think that you might just need a bit more rest and maybe a more peaceful environment, then? I guess if that's what you think, then it would make why you can't have any kids all my fault. Is that right? After all, I know how busy I've been with work lately, and I know that I haven't been there for you as much as I should have.
Well, you are a television producer, so I suppose you would have a very busy life, and you hardly get any vacations either.
So then are you really telling me that you think one of the reasons why you can't have kids is because of me? If that's really how you feel about the matter, then I just want to say that I'm very truly sorry.
There. Oh, what are you talking about? You don't have anything to apologize for at all. I mean, it's your job after all.
I know, but well, I know that you want kids, and if you're telling me that it's partially my fault why you can't, then, well, that just makes me feel bad.
Well, you really don't need to feel bad or anything like that at all. I mean, I really shouldn't hold it against you, so you shouldn't hold it against yourself.
Are you sure about that? I mean, is that how you really feel on the matter?
Of course. So please, I really don't want you to be stressing yourself about this either. I'm not trying to say that anything is your fault at all.
Are you sure? Because that's not really how it was coming off just a while ago.
Of course, I'm not blaming you at all, but I just want you to know that I really do want kids as soon as we possibly can have them. Hey Jeff, I hope that you're having a good work right now. I was just wondering if you had a little bit of time to talk to me really quickly.
Oh, hey Catherine. Thanks for checking in. I hope that you're doing okay too. Yeah, I think I have time for a quick chat right now. Is everything okay? What seems to be on your mind?
Well, I just want to let you know that I just took a test and, well, I'm finally pregnant. Isn't that amazing news?
Wow, wait. Are you serious? Are you really pregnant right now?
That's right. I'm 3 months pregnant, apparently. All of our dreams are finally going to come true. This is just so amazing.
Wow. Well, I am just really so happy for you. You've wanted this for so long. And I guess that means that I'm gonna be a dad now. Wow. I don't know what else to say except that I'm happy.
I'm just so overjoyed. I can't believe that this is finally happening after all this time. But anyways, that's why I wanted to ask you, would you mind divorcing me? Well, I want to...
Wait, what? You want to get a divorce? I don't understand. Why in the world would you want to do something like that?
I want to get a divorce so that I can leave you, of course. That's kind of what they're here for. You know, could you stop by the courthouse and get the paperwork on your way home?
But... this doesn't make any sense to me at all. Why would you want to do this when you just found out that you were pregnant? I don't get it. I thought this is what you wanted after all this time, right?
Well, now I'm going to have a kid, so that's why I'm leaving you. Do you still really not get that at all?
I don't get it. Why does it have to be that way? Why do you keep saying that?
Well, the truth of the matter is that there's someone else that I like, and so that's why you and I need to get a divorce now.
So then, you don't love me anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's not like I never ever loved you or anything like that. It's just that I loved you up until I met this other person. Get it? And now I feel like I finally found my true love. The one that I knew deep down that I was still out there looking for. But now I finally found that person and I'm just so happy.
I don't even know what to say to any of this right now. You're leaving me for another man.
Well, I love him, Jeff. In fact, that's one more thing I should say. You said that you were going to be a dad, but the truth is that this child inside of me is actually his.
So you mean that you're pregnant and it's not even with my kid? How could you do that to me?
I'm so sorry that I never said anything earlier. I just didn't want you to get upset and hate me before we actually had to really break up. But it's the truth. I just don't love you anymore, and that this man has my heart all to himself. So please, can we just end this already?
I can't believe that you're just wanting to break up our marriage just like that. Like it's nothing. And just who even is this guy that apparently is going to be the father of your child? Huh?
Oh, come on. You know that I can't tell you anything about him, Jeff. After all, he does have his rights to privacy, you know.
Privacy? Is that supposed to be some kind of joke? You really want to talk about privacy after admitting that you just cheated on me?
I don't really get what you mean by that. I mean, would you rather I not tell you at all and just found out when I disappeared? And just why do you want to know about who the guy is anyways? What would you even do with that information? Are you going to go and try to fight him or something? What do you mean?
Of course I'm not going to try and fight that guy or anything. But you know that I can't just leave things like this.
What do you mean? I don't really see how any of this has to do with you in the first place.
How can you say that this has nothing to do with me? Are you being serious right now? I married you. You're my wife. I thought that we were going to spend the rest of our lives together, and yet now you're telling me that you found another man? Let him knock you up? Now you're just going to leave me? Well, I hope that you know that I am well within my rights to sue for this affair that's happening.
You mean that you're going to sue the future father of my children? How could you do that? Honestly, I mean, how could you be so cruel? And here I thought that you were always such a kind and sweet person, and yet now you tell me that you would do something like this.
It isn't about being nice or not nice or anything like that at all, Catherine. The fact of the matter is that you cheated on me. You broke my trust with you. More than that, you ripped it up and stomped on it.
You really just don't know anything at all, do you, Jeff? Honestly, I can't believe that I wanted to have a baby this long and I just couldn't see that you were the real baby this whole time. I don't know what you want to hear right now, Jeff, but the plain truth of the matter is that life is hard and sometimes it throws difficult moments like this at you. But you need to man up and take this as a chance for you to grow into the person you're supposed to be.
I don't care if you want to leave me. It's your life and you can do what you want. Just tell me, who is the person you're leaving me for?
Well, okay. If you're going to be so persistent, I guess that I could try giving you a little hint first. It's actually someone that you know really, really well.
Wait a second. You mean that you cheated on me with someone that I knew? Are you kidding me?
Well, I'm not going to tell you any more than that, so you'll just have to figure out the rest of your own. Of course, I'd rather you don't, since you just want to hit him.
I can't believe that you come clean to me about the cheating, but you can't just tell me who it is that you cheated on me with.
Well, I just needed to make it clear to you why exactly I was asking for a divorce in the first place. You know, I mean, would you really rather that I kept lying to you about this? Aren't you glad that you know the truth?
So then, when you said that that kid wasn't mine, you were really being serious? I'm not going to be a father after all?
That's right. There's basically zero chances that you are the father of this child. It just can't be possible.
And just what makes you so certain that I couldn't be the child's father?
Well, because I noticed that I wasn't getting pregnant while you and I were together, right? But you know why that is, right? It's because I was taking birth control the secret in this whole time.
So then, it was never that you were worried about not being able to get pregnant. You were just making yourself that way on purpose?
Of course, although the problem with doing that was actually I really couldn't be sure if either of us had any problems having kids, you know?
I don't get what you even mean by that. I mean, you're with me and said that you wanted kids, but now you're telling me that you were on birth control the entire time? Just what is it that you even wanted from me in our relationship in the first place?
I told you that I really did love you, you know, but I just don't love you as much as the man that I'm with now. Don't you get that? But I just want to make sure that you wouldn't get suspicious of me looking around at other men while we were together, so that's why I kept this a secret until now. Well,
I just wish that you would have broken up with me, rather than string me along all this time pretending that I was your true love.
I'm sorry, but I just finally reached a point where I realized that I really couldn't do life with you anymore. Besides, what if you really couldn't have children at all? Then what will we do? Could you imagine if we just stayed married but didn't have any children?
So your solution to that is to get pregnant with some other man's baby while you and I are still married?
Oh, right. Well, if it's actually kind of funny with that, you see. The truth is that this man of mine actually didn't want to get married to me at all. But he told me that he would marry me if I ever happened to get pregnant, and I guess that this guy wants kids as badly as I did.
I know that you wanted kids, and I already apologized if I had any part in making things difficult for you there. But I just wish that you would have talked to me about all this instead of just dropping it all on me at once.
But look, we already went over this. I already told you that it wasn't your fault that we couldn't have any kids. But the fact of the matter is that I just couldn't stand having kids with you.
I don't even know what to say to that. It feels like the past several years of my life have been a lie. I mean, I would go to work thinking every day that I was providing for my loving wife. I worked so hard to save up enough money to buy us a nice house to live in. And for what?
Well, I want you to know that I really am so grateful for all that you've done for me and the two of us. You know, I mean, I know how hard you were working to provide for me, but I guess the thing about your job is that, well, it just doesn't really have a go factor anymore. I mean, maybe being a TV producer was cool for a few decades ago, but not now.
What? What do you mean? What's wrong with the job that I do? That doesn't make any sense at all.
Oh, come on. Who even watches TV shows these days, you know? Everyone is too busy watching YouTube or influencers on other apps. You're just the last of a dying breed at this point, you know? It's actually kind of sad when you think about it.
I can't really say that I ever really considered things like that. But are you telling me that you felt this way about me this whole time?
It's not that I didn't also see what a sweet and caring man you are or anything like that. I had no reason or ever doubt your feelings about me once. But the fact of the matter is that I also need a man who I was going to look good standing next to. You're useful in a lot of ways, but the ones that I needed.
Wow. I just really don't even know how to respond to that at all. I mean, you just told me that I really don't understand anything. And now I think I might be starting to agree with you. I just had no idea that humans were capable of such deceit and depravity. Are you there? I just wanted to let you know that I finally figured out just who you were cheating on me with.
Don't tell me the reason you were out of the house all night is because you've been working hard trying to figure out who he is.
That's right. I was up all night at the library, trying to hunt down who it could have been. But I didn't come back home at all last night because I just didn't even want to see your face. I needed a clear head if I was going to be able to do this, and it all paid off in the end.
Oh, really? Well, I'm glad that you didn't come home because you might have just yelled at me and hit me for being upset.
I would never hit you or anyone, Catherine. I think you know this. But about the person you've been sleeping around with, it's my older brother, isn't it?
And just what makes you think that I've been sleeping with your brother this whole time?
Well, you said that you were sleeping around with someone that I knew very well. And as I was thinking about who it could be, I remembered that my skeevy brother always had trouble keeping his hands to himself. But I guess I just didn't want to even have to think that it might have been him who slept with my wife.
Wow, well, I guess that they should really start calling you Sherlock Holmes or something because you put that together really quickly.
I knew it. I can't believe that you would sleep with my own brother.
I don't know what to say. He's just such a charmer. You know, I remember how taken I was with him at the first time we met, and now I'm going to be his wife and have his kids.
But you first met my brother on the day of our wedding. Are you telling me this has been going on since then?
I mean, not from that day specifically, but in general, I suppose you could say that.
Well, now I might change my mind about not hitting him.
Lee, where is all of this aggression coming from? This really isn't like you at all. Do you know that?
Well, there you go. Your actions and words finally pushed me so far that I said I felt like hitting someone. But you know what? Fine. Be with my brother. I don't need you in my life anymore.
Sounds good to me. I'm going to spend the rest of my life happily married to Tom, and there's nothing you can do about it. Jeff, you have to help me. I can't get a hold of your brother at all. I feel like he's been ignoring me for a while now. No matter how many messages I send to him, he just won't respond. Do you know at all what could be happening? How about you try and talk to him for me?
You might be interested to know that I actually called my brother a few days ago to tell him about our divorce and that I wished him a happy life with you. But he was quite shocked at the idea of you two getting married. He admitted to the affair, but told me he thought you were just joking about getting married.
A joke? What? Is he serious?
No. In fact, what's even more curious is that Tom said that he always takes precautions to make sure that the women he sleeps with don't get pregnant. And yet, you did. So tell me that the kid that you're pregnant with right now isn't even my brother's kid.
You don't have any proof of that at all. How can you just accuse me of all these things? And since when do you trust your brother so much?
Oh, I don't trust him. But I do know that if he's one thing, it's a playboy. So I do believe that he would always carry around protection so as to not have later consequences pop up. And here you thought that you had found your dream man that was worth leaving me for. But now you're going to be left with nothing and no one except the child of whoever it is that you were sleeping with while you were seeing my brother and I. So to that I say, have a nice life. After that, I actually never ever saw or heard from Catherine again. Although I did hear some rumors about her later one. Apparently she decided to run away and raise her child all on her own. Another rumor said that she tried that for a bit before giving the child to her parents and running away again. Either way, after the truth came to light, my family stopped talking with my brother for what he had done to me. Although I couldn't track down Catherine, I decided to sue my brother for his affair and managed to win a decent payout. Obviously, I never wanted my life to go this way at all, but I'm just glad that it ended in such a way that I know who should and shouldn't have been in my life. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hey Francine, how's Tessa doing today? You did go and visit her, right?
Hey Frank, it's good to hear from you. Tessa was doing totally fine when I was there with her. She's much better after starting on the new medicine regimen the doctors told us about.
Totally fine? What's that supposed to mean? How can she be totally fine in this situation?
No, well, all I mean is that she hasn't gotten any worse. Obviously, her health isn't totally fine, but she is undergoing cancer treatment, so you can hardly expect otherwise. Yeah, I know they're trying to save her life, but chemotherapy really is awful. It's tearing me up to have to see her like this every day. The new medicine they put her on made all of her hair fall out.
Wow. Is she upset about it?
Of course she is. She's still in elementary school. And she's a girl. There's no denying it. She was pretty damn shocked and broken up about the whole thing. It's only natural she would be, right? It would be bad enough for an adult who properly understood everything.
But she doesn't seem any worse, you say? She didn't seem to be particularly unwell or anything. We should be grateful just for that. We have to take all the victories we can get, no matter how small.
I guess, but to be honest with you, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't painful for me to look at her in that state. Her pillow was covered in hair that had fallen out. She's putting on a brave face and pretending she doesn't care, but I'm her mom, and I can tell she's hurting inside. Couldn't take seeing my little princess like that. I had to get out of there, Frank. I left the ward.
You did what? You knew this would happen, damn it. The doctors told us her hair would start falling out after the chemo started. It's never going to be a pleasant thing to see, but how could you not have been prepared? It's only natural she'd be shocked after losing her hair. What the hell do you think seeing her parents freak out is going to do to her mental state? She's already vulnerable as it is. She needs us now more than ever. And you left her there?
I know that. But it's going to keep falling out, and quickly, too. Before we know it, she won't have any hair left. I can't bear to see her like that. It was horrible.
No, of course it's horrible. Don't get me wrong, babe. I totally understand how you feel. But we can't bury our heads in the sand. This is happening, Francine, whether we like it or not. If it's this bad for us, what the hell do you think it's like being Tessa right now?
I understand what you're saying, Frank. Ugh. Oh my God, Frank, how long are we going to have to carry on like this? What did she do to deserve this? Why does our poor daughter have to suffer so senselessly?
Believe me, I'd love to know the answer to those questions myself.
I'm sorry. I never expected myself to get this upset. I think I'm losing my mind. If I start taking things out on you, everything will be totally hopeless.
You're exhausted from being with Tess all the time, right? It must take a lot of mental stress to keep yourself composed, seeing her that way. I haven't been able to get to the hospital due to my crazy work schedule, and believe me, I feel pretty crappy about that. It's fine, Francine. It's not a big deal. Really. Don't worry about me.
I'm sorry.
I said don't worry about me. Tessa is more important than me right now.
Right. I wonder if she'll really be okay. I'm relieved she didn't seem any worse physically, aside from the shock of losing her hair, what with starting chemo and all. But it was so awful seeing her all broken up like that.
You headed over to visit her with your mum and dad this weekend, right? I'll join you guys then. Let me try speaking to her. Let's see if her pops can't cheer her up a little.
Right. But you know she hasn't shown much improvement at all since being admitted to the hospital. Don't say anything reckless that might freak her out or my mom out, okay?
Of course I won't. But keep an eye on her for me until then, alright? It's bound to be difficult, but we need to be strong for our daughter's sake. She needs us now more than ever.
Frank, why would you even say something like that? Didn't I tell you not to say anything reckless? My mom and dad are furious. I can't believe you said that to Tessa at all, let alone in front of my parents.
Oh, that's funny, because from where I'm standing, none of what you're doing makes any sense. That's why I said it. I was wondering whether you'd make an absurd overreaction, and lo and behold, you are.
What? This isn't the time to screw around, Frank. Start making sense. Thankfully, Tessa seemed to find your stupid little remark funny, so at least she's not upset, but what kind of twisted sicko calls their daughter a baldy while she's on chemotherapy? I can't believe you.
Come on, Francine. I didn't put it that bluntly, did I? I worded it more kindly than that, and you know it.
But why would you need to say that in the first place? Looks like you went bald, sweetie. Oh well. And to think you laughed, too. You're sick. Who says, oh well, to their freshly bald, cancer-stricken 6-year-old? Do you understand how much your foolish little remark just hurt our poor daughter? That poor girl, she is fighting cancer, and the last thing she needs is her own dad insulting her.
Poor girl. Give me a break. The only thing upsetting our daughter is your attitude. Is that the way you treat her every time you visit? If I'd have known, I'd have said something earlier. God damn, my boss keeping me at the office does this all the time.
My attitude? What the hell does that mean? All we did was visit her. I don't need to be lectured on how to behave around my own daughter by the prick who just insulted her while she lay in a hospital bed.
You couldn't be more tragically mistaken. Or endlessly piling sympathy on her like she has hours left to live is what you guys call a visit. If that's the case, you and her parents need to stop visiting her immediately. All you're doing is hurting her by constantly reminding her about what she's going through and how unfortunate she is.
You have no right to say that. Do you have any idea how hard it was for me to calm my parents down after you left the room? They even told me to divorce you.
Let them say what they like. I don't care. Let me make this clear. You guys are the ones treating her like a pitiful, helpless victim.
What's that supposed to mean?
The way you're all huddled around her, wailing, "Oh, you poor, poor thing." It almost made me want to vomit. I felt like I was at a funeral. Good luck, sweetie. I mean, really. Randomly interjecting crap like, "I know all your hair might have fallen out, but you don't need to worry about that one bit," into conversations about her favourite cartoons. You're supposed to be making her feel better, not worse. Stop screwing around with our daughter's emotions, Francine.
Pfft, all we're trying to do is stop her being upset. Ugh, what's the point in trying to explain? An insensitive prick like you would never get it.
Insensitive? That's rich coming from you. Are you completely oblivious to how much constantly reminding her she has cancer is hurting her? Why does she need you to bring up the fact she has no hair left every 5 minutes? You treat her like she's in a freaking casket already. It hurts to watch. You treat her like a hopeless victim. You act like you're already at her funeral. All you're doing is upsetting her.
What are you suggesting I should say then? You've got some nerve to come at me with this crap despite you being the one who made mean comments about her hair.
Mean comments? Please, did she even seem remotely upset by what I said? If anything, that's the biggest smile I've seen on her face in weeks. Do you have no idea what that means?
This is pointless. I can't take it anymore. We may as well be banging our heads against a brick wall. I'll be staying at my folks' place tonight. I won't be coming home for a while.
Do as you please. I don't want to see your face anyway.
Hey, Pops. Did you and Mom have a fight?
Hey, Tessa. What's up? What makes you think that?
Well, Mom came to see me today, but she seemed way more down than usual. She looked really angry when I smiled at what you said yesterday.
Ah, I see. I'm sorry, sweetie. Making you worry about me and your mum like this.
It's fine, Pops. You don't have to apologize. But was it bad of me to smile?
No, you didn't do anything wrong at all. Me and your mum just had a little difference of opinion. That's all. We were talking about you.
About me?
Yeah, about you. You know how much we both love you, right?
Yeah, I know that. But, well, why were you fighting then?
How to put it? You see, it's like this, sweetie. Since me and your mum both love and care about you so much, there are things that we feel so strongly about that we simply can't budge on them.
Huh? This is difficult. I don't understand.
Right, of course. Let me ask you this, Tess. Do you like your mum?
Yeah, I love her.
Right? Well, I love her too. But how would you feel if your mummy, who you did love, did something bad to your pops?
I'd get mad and tell her to stop, 'cause I love my Pops too. I want all three of us to be friends and get along.
Well, that's how things are between me and your mum right now. We still haven't made friends yet. Which is why I want you to know you're not in the wrong here.
When will you make friends? Right away?
It'd be nice if we could make up right away. But to tell you the truth, I don't know myself either.
Hey, Pops, you know when you said I was bald and laughed? I was happy.
Oh, where did that come from all of a sudden?
Ever since I got sick, Mom and the others have been making me feel so sad all the time. They act like I'm gonna die. I'm not helpless and I'm not gonna die.
That's right, Tessa. You're not. You must hate being treated like that when you're working so hard to get better.
You're the only one who doesn't treat me like some pathetic victim, Pops.
That's why I'm super happy you're my pops.
That's right, sweetie. You're no victim. I just wish everyone else understood that.
Sorry to bother you, Frank. Do you have time to talk right now?
What's up? Is this about yesterday?
Yeah, it's about yesterday. I thought maybe we could try talking things over again.
Look, about that, I said too much myself. I was wrong. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have anything to apologize for, honey. We were the ones in the wrong after all, right?
What? Are you feeling okay? Am I hallucinating? You were furious with me yesterday.
This evening, I got a call from Tessa. She told me why you got so mad. I think I more or less understand it now.
From Tessa? Wait, she called you about that? Really? I see.
She said us fighting was really hard on her. She pretty much ordered us to make up as soon as possible. That's not all. She burst into tears. What the hell are we playing at, Frank?
You're right. Us fighting over what's best for our daughter doesn't really make any sense if us fighting makes our daughter cry now, does it?
Right. That's why I'm sorry. I never stopped to think about why you were angry in the first place. I just reacted.
No, it was wrong of me not to explain too. I kind of just assumed you'd get why I was mad and let the anger take care of the rest. I haven't had my head on straight lately, what with everything that's going on. I guess you could say I'm quick to anger. You're well within your rights to be mad.
Cut it out, Frank. That's my line. I was so intent on things being the way I thought they should be, I never stopped to think about what Tessa herself thought about the way I was treating her, or how she felt about her current situation. I just decided what was best for her by myself based on nothing but assumptions. I realized I clearly wasn't doing her any favors the moment she burst into tears.
Go easy on yourself, babe. It's not like I'm saying everything you did was wrong. It's just that Tessa's fighting this thing with every last fibre of her being. She's like a little super soldier. And the thought of her bravery being reduced to nothing or minimised by being treated like a helpless victim was tearing me up inside.
Yeah, you're right. I see that now. I was closest to her, and I should have known more than anyone how hard she was fighting, but in spite of that, I didn't. How did I not notice, Frank? God, I've been such an idiot!
We both had our hands full, Francine. Don't talk about yourself that way, please. It hurts me to see. Things haven't been easy lately, alright? It's only natural we might act a little crazy sometimes under all this stress. She got hospitalised out of nowhere after all. One day she was going to school like usual, and the next she was in a hospital bed on an IV trip being told she had to undergo aggressive life-changing therapy. All I could ask myself was why her? I think obsessing over that so much made it hard for me to see things straight.
You know our Tessa. She told me she enjoys every single day, even now. Can you believe that? Things should be harder for her than anyone, and yet somehow she's stronger than the both of us put together.
She said she was super happy about everyone visiting her together, you know. Me, you, and your parents. And that's not all of it. This one's really going to shock you. She even said she actually enjoys studying. Apparently she works on her textbooks and printouts from school every day in the hospital ward.
She told me all about how when she gets out of hospital she wants to try out a bunch of new things at school. Volleyball club, piano lessons, fencing. I could barely keep up as she listed off all her new goals. She said she gets excited just thinking about it. I had no idea she had all these plans for the future. No, it's not that I didn't know. Maybe I just didn't try to find out.
It's just like I said, right? I wasn't seeing things straight, and neither were you. There's no need to go beating yourself up over it. Me and you have been through a lifetime's worth of stress in the last few weeks.
Seeing her after she lost all of her hair like that for the first time, it terrified me so much that I ran out of her room in a panic.
Yeah, I know, babe. I know you did.
She told me she wished I didn't do that. You just laughed it off like it was nothing when you saw her without her hair for the first time, right? She told me what you said. Who needs hair anyway? Hair is for chumps. She said your cheerful spirit made her so happy. She said she wished I treated her more like you did. I was totally blind to what she really needed from me. I really am a failure as a mom.
That's not true, Francine. Don't say things like that.
How is it not true? I know you just said we weren't seeing things straight, but even in spite of that, even in spite of all the stress, all the pain, all the heartache, and all the worry, you still managed to understand how she was feeling and what she wanted. But me? Nope. I failed her. I'm not fit to be a mother.
If you're not fit to be a mother, why'd you get so mad at me?
Because I was making nothing but hasty, superficial judgments. I only reacted to what you were saying instead of why you were saying it. In the end, I was only thinking about myself. I was so obsessed with the idea of being the perfect doting mother that I didn't stop to take the time to consider what our daughter was actually feeling. No, I was downright incapable of it.
So why all the self-reflection and apologies now? If you're really incapable of thinking about what's best for Tessa, what's the point in beating yourself up with regret over what you did? Surely it couldn't be helped given the circumstance.
Stop it, Frank. You know, don't you? You know I can't be the mother our daughter deserves. Stop trying to make me feel better. It just makes me feel more pathetic.
Yeah, doesn't feel great, does it? I'm glad you understand now. Look, tell me, Francine, why do you think Tessa was so beside herself with shock when her hair fell out?
Because she's a girl, surely. But then, no, wait. I guess it must have been pretty damn shocking to see me, her own mom, dart out of the hospital room like a bolt of lightning when I saw how different she looked. It was wrong of me to do that, wasn't it?
She said she was upset because she couldn't have the same hairstyle as her mum anymore. It was a shock to her. It made her feel down.
Wait, what?
She was shocked because she loves you, Francine. She loved having the same hairstyle as you. She was sad and down in the dumps because she couldn't anymore after losing her hair. Do you really think someone who says things like that could possibly hate you?
Wow, she said that? Our Tessa said that?
Yeah, sure she did. I just said so, right? That she said that even when she felt sick, she was happy as long as you were there by her bedside to hold her hand. She was so grateful for how you made sure you were always there for her all the time, day in, day out, no matter what.
But I was only there by her bedside. It's not like I really even did anything. I didn't even notice how she was feeling, damn it!
Even just being by her side at such a difficult time is an amazing thing in and of itself, Francine. No matter how bad her symptoms got, no matter how much you wanted to bolt out of that door and never look back, you didn't. And you stayed by her side the whole time. Only a mother's capable of that.
But is this really what's best for her? Someone like me being her mom?
Who else is there aside from you? Let me make something clear. If you talk like this around our girl, she'll burst into tears on you again. She hates the thought of her mum not being around.
Right. Frank, thank you. I am Tessa's mother.
Of course you are. And we're both going to carry on being there for her, forever and ever. We're going to be there for her so much, she'll get freaking bored of us. Because the three of us are a family. Me, you, and Tessa. After that, me and Francine successfully kissed and made up, just like our amazing daughter wanted. For Francine, the realisation that she had been blind to how our daughter was feeling for a while tore her up with regret. But once she noticed just how much Tessa loves her, she became more positive and optimistic about the future. If anything, now her and Tessa talk and have fun together more than ever before. They get along so well that anyone would think they were best friends, rather than mum and daughter. What's more, Francine's mum and dad came over to apologise to me after they realised what I really meant by what I said that day. Just like me and Francine, they were so stressed out by everything that was going on that they reacted emotionally, instead of stopping to think what I actually meant. Now there's nothing but good vibes between me and the in-laws. Not many people can say that, right? After the events of today's story, me, Francine and Tessa carried on fighting the cancer together for another 2 years. Our strengths as a family must be paying off because her symptoms are finally starting to subside. She finally just got the go-ahead to return to school on the condition that she takes it easy and sits out a gym class for a while. Needless to say, our house is filled with nothing but smiles these days because things are finally starting to look up. There's hope on the horizon and I am loving it. Don't get me wrong, She's not out of the woods yet, and there's still a small chance her symptoms could return. But one thing's for sure, me and her mum are working hard to give her everything she needs, and I'm praying with everything I've got for that smile never to disappear from her face.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.